I think it's a good question. Although I am for having this convention every year, I get to see all of my NED friends, their families, guests, and I fly. You know, I've attended all of the 9 conventions since it started with our NED alumni. But I'd like to again thank you thank you all the folks in Connecticut, particularly. I'd like to name a couple of people that has been really very helpful within our own New England organization. And if I miss and forget anyone, please pardon me. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Aslam Siddiqui, who is #1. You can't say, you know, Aslam, where are you? Please be visible, stand up. Aslam has put so much time in the last couple of months, that you can't just imagine how much. I was behind the scene most of the time. I'll be honest with you. So it's Aslam and his very, capable and diligent deputy, Asif Iqbal. Where are you, Asif? Yeah, these 2 guys made it happen. So please, a round of applause for these 2 from New England, and then I will follow with the names. I'll say Matiur Rahman Saab, I'll say Majid Wasi, I'll say Muhammad Ali, and I'll say Salim Bhai, I'll say Zahir Bhai. Zahir was also, as you know, Zahir Sahab does not need any introduction. उनकी कोई तारुफ की कोई मोहताज नहीं है Zahir Sahab. Zahir Sahab कहाँ हैं आप? हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी भी हैं और NEDian हैं. अगर आप लोगों को पता नहीं है, Zahir Sahab NED में हुआ पाए जाते थे हमारे दौर में और NED ग्रेजुएट हैं. कहाँ है Zahir Sahab? जरा हाथ उठाइए जी. अच्छा, उसके बाद हमने शाहिद भाई का, शाहिद भाई कहाँ है भाई? शाहिद भाई हमारे NED न्यू इंग्लैंड में ब्रैंडफोर्ड के शाहिद भाई, हाथ उठाइए जी. कहाँ हैं जी? बहुत हेल्प किया. यस, तो या बिल्कुल, आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ आवर Connecticut NEDians, and I'd like to also thank our NEDATS folks. NEDAT is the New York, New Jersey. They also like to call themselves Connecticut Tri-State Chapter. Also like to support them because they have been very supportive. I'd like to mention Arshad Siddiqui, Arshad Rizvi. क्या कह रहा हूँ यार, नाम भी भूल गया हूँ. Arshad Rizvi कहाँ हो भाई? Arshad, हाँ वो हाथ नजर आ रहा है. अच्छा, और Shakil Sahab been very helpful. I'd like to thank them. From the Tri-State section. So we have a very dynamic and organization in this area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. I'd like you guys to know. Finally, I don't want to take, sound like a broken record. I get bored with my own speech. A lot of folks that listen to me in some other setting will say that. So I don't want to bore you to the point that you just lose interest. But I like to say this thing, that it's just NAD's location in Karachi and its 93 plus years of history and producing, top of the line graduates like many in this room, outside this room, throughout our state, in the United States and North America. They have achieved success in so many levels, being entrepreneurs, not just of engineering enterprises, but as in financial sector, in the regular business sector, all kinds of business, all endeavors of activity. NEDians are very successful, and we like to celebrate that. And these are the events that we draw attention to the need. The NED has a need. Our alma mater, जहाँ से आपने इतनी तालीम हासिल की, जिसने आपकी ज़िंदगी को इस तरह से संवारा कि आप कामयाब हो सकते हैं इस मुल्क में. खाली NED की डिग्री लेके हम आए थे यहाँ पे 25 साल पहले, 30 साल पहले, 35 साल पहले, 20 साल पहले. और जो हमने NED से सीखा, जो कम्पिटिटिवनेस हमने सीखा, जो NED का रिगर था, एकेडमिक रिगर, जिसकी वजह से हम यहाँ पे कामयाब हुए, we cannot forget that. So it is time to give back to NED. And NED is in need of our support and our funds and our combined effort to make it happen. So again, I'd like to thank you for being here. Please enjoy the rest of the evening.
बहुत शुक्रिया आपने इस्लाम साहब. एंड आई सेकंड दैट कि उन्होंने जो बात कही कि असलम सिद्दीकी साहब के बारे में, वाकई देयर इज़ नो डाउट अबाउट दैट कि उन्होंने और उनकी टीम ने द एफर्ट्स दैट दे हैव, he and his team has put to make this event possible. There is no second opinion about that. And when we were discussing different things this afternoon, so Aslam Bhai said कि हाँ ये हुआ, arguments भी हुए और गुस्सा भी आया और हंसते भी थे और 6 घंटे की कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल भी होती थी एंड दिस एंड दैट, और मैंने अपनी बीवी से ये कह दिया था कि 1 हफ्ते तक मुझसे बात मत करना कन्वेंशन से पहले। तो and at the end of our conversation he said कि but this is all for NED and for NEDians. So and I would like to share my experience कि जब आज साल it's been 20 years now कि मैंने graduate किया NED University से, but still when I call my friends, मेरे NED University के जो friends हैं, we are like always talking about those days and कभी भी ये feel नहीं होता कि 20 साल हो चुके हैं इस दोस्ती को, इस रिश्ते को। So एक बज़बाने शायर के वो जो बज़ाहिर कुछ नहीं लगते उनसे रिश्ते बना के होते हैं। That is what NEDian and NED is for me. और हम इस सिलसिले को मज़ीद आगे बढ़ाएं तो आसिफ भाई आप आगे प्लीज।
So ladies and gentlemen, we got a feeling of what it takes to conduct a convention like this. But we don't seem to recognize that behind these conventions there is a driving force who puts in a lot of effort. There is a steering committee and there is a chairman of the steering committee as well. Before I move on to that, the statement made by Asma that there was some conflict this afternoon, that's an understatement. That was an explosive environment. Boy, I felt like I was in NAD all over again. But it was good. It was constructive. Moving forward, we would like to recognize and invite to the stage a person who we had suggested that since he has conducted this convention so successfully as the chairman of the steering committee, that he continue to do so until people are fed up with him. And he is the only person standing between you and dinner. So it is for you to choose whether you want to woo him or you want to be woo him. A friend of mine who I learned a lot from, who I respect a lot and I look up to for guidance and steer. Please applaud Mr. Tanveer Alam Mohammadi.
Thank you for the kind words, Asim and Asma. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So, you thought you made it through the convention without me. You thought wrong. All jokes aside, I'm here to acknowledge some of the people who made this thing possible. And I'd like to start with, we acknowledge some of the donors in the morning, and I'd like to acknowledge our platinum donors. And as your name is called, please come forward and be recognized. And Ishtaq Bhai and Amit Bhai, please come up and help me in distributing these flags. First, I'd like to invite the chairman of NEDNA, the co-chair of the steering committee, who is also a platinum donor, and he's actually gone above and beyond being the platinum donor in terms of his time and time of the people that who work for him and who work with him, my good friend Abul Islam. Next, I would like to recognize, well, another good friend of mine. Boy, you think I'm giving it to my friends, but that's okay. This gentleman has been supporting the convention ever since I can remember. And he's probably one of the most underappreciated persons. So I'll take a special minute to talk about how this person has not only this convention, but all the other conventions. He has gone above and beyond with his time, with his money, making phone calls to friends to bring them over. And he has demonstrated a passion that all of us would like to share. So please join me in welcoming my good friend, Salim Ahmed Khan. Okay, another friend of mine. Hanji? I thought I heard somebody. This gentleman, also an Indian. Who? No. He shares my last name. Also a very generous donor, has been helping the conventions for the past many years. He has been helping not only with his money, but also with his constructive advice and constructive suggestions. Please welcome my good friend, Engineer Khalid Malik. Next, two more friends. What can I say? But this is two in one. Both this pair has been, I'm sounding like a broken record when I say that they have been supporting these conventions for ever, with their ideas, with their time, with their effort, with their money, and with their passion. Please welcome engineers Asma Hashmi and Amirul Islam. There are two more platinum donors. One of them is not here today. Engineer Waqar Haider, who was one of the very first to make the contribution, and the other platinum donor has requested to remain anonymous. So that will conclude the section for. Now, there are a couple of other people that I would like to recognize in making this convention happen, and I know Abul mentioned some of these names. But if I am duplicating, please bear with me. So when your name is called, please